excuse me if I don't say your name, but this is saying, what does the president have to say about the blacked out documents SANRAL gave to COSATU? That's one of the questions that they would like to know. Another question is, we'd like to ask the president what he is doing with a scandal against PRASA CEO Lucky Montana regarding tender irregularities. And then I think the third question to ask you, we've had a few people asking this question: why not focus on public transport as opposed to the tolling? Why not fix that up before you go and fix the roads? These are some of the questions from South Africans.
All right, Mr. President, let's begin with the first one. Your thoughts on the blacked out sections of the documents that were handed over to COSATU by SANRAL. They said that they were going to be transparent, they were going to hand over documents about all the dealings, and you know, almost like getting files from the FBI after things were blacked out.
Well, really, I don't know. I don't know what's the logic. I'm not sure I could answer for the person who did so. I didn't understand either. Once you say you are ready to give the documents, and you must give the documents. I never understood what is it that was blacked out, etc., and why they were blackened out. I really don't know. I don't think it was correct. If you have committed yourself to give information, to be transparent, you must adhere to that. So I don't understand. I'm sure. I actually asked the minister what was happening there. He didn't have the answer himself at the time. I'm sure he will be meeting with the agency to hear. Was it really, it was something quite surprising.
So from the president's office, you would want SANRAL to make full disclosure as an agency serving the public?
I mean, they had made a commitment, and they must adhere to that commitment. And I'm saying that's why I actually asked the minister when I met with the minister to say, but what was happening? And I'm sure the minister will still have to explain after consulting with them. What is it? Why do you give blackened pages to somebody you promised to give all the information? It doesn't make sense.
People will become suspicious, won't they?
Absolutely.
All right. So the other issue, I didn't quite get the question, but I think it's something that keeps coming up, and it's concerns around tender irregularities that come up time and time again. You know, I think it's just another opportunity for you to speak on that.
Of course, the issue of the tender irregularities, whenever we come across those irregularities, we act. I don't think we have hesitated to. In fact, we are discussing this question of tender system, whether it does not need to be changed, because it does seem to be one of the sources of wrongdoing by people. But once somebody has done something, if we get the accurate information, not just rumors, we are active, we act on them. We don't hesitate. So if there is information that somebody has done something wrong, there are some irregularities, let that information come. We'll certainly act on it.
And then the third viewer says, why not focus on public transport rather than the toll roads? In other parts of the world, we're getting people, the countries are getting people off the roads and into buses and into trains, and there isn't really a public transport system that is reliable and safe for many commuters here. And so the viewer wants to know, why not focus on that rather than on the tolls, or first focus on public transport?
We are in fact focusing on it. Part of our bigger plan is public transport. As we talk about the infrastructure, for an example, we are talking about roads and rail. To get to public transport, there is a plan, and I'm sure if that has not been heard, the Minister of Transport is going to be unveiling that plan to say what is that we are doing. Whether we do the public transport, whatever, the toll system is what operates in the world. You can't say because we've got public transport, then we don't have it. In many countries where public transport is in fact the order of the day, they have tolls. So it doesn't, the other one doesn't cancel the other. It's part of how the world develops.
Earlier on, you said that these tolls help build infrastructure, badly needed roads. Does that mean we're going to see tolls in other provinces? Because surely they need roads and infrastructure too.
No, I think I explained very clearly that Johannesburg, as the hub of this country, has bigger economic activities, which is increasing, and we have got to meet that. We have got to have a way of ensuring that the economic activity is not suffocated as it is. If other cities develop and there is a need for that, I'm sure there is no law that could be made that it will never happen to other cities. It will happen to others. I think, as you know, many things happen in Johannesburg that don't happen in other cities, precisely because of its economic activities. It's a center. It is not just a national city, it's an international city. And therefore, Johannesburg is Johannesburg. When the matter comes, whether it's Cape Town or it's Port Elizabeth, we will deal with the matter when it comes.
Okay. All right. Let's go to our tables here at the ETC. And let's begin with table number 28. I think George Strauss. George, right? Okay, there you go.
Good morning, President. As been said, my name is George Strauss, and I'm also President, but only from a union. So it's good. Everywhere where you come, you have been addressed to say my President. Now I can also say my President. President, my question goes around the 500,000 jobs that must be created. Will the SOEs like Transnet and Prasa been used? Because I think that is a tool, that's an avenue where job creation can take place. What is the plans there, and what do you intend doing to get to the 500,000 jobs through the SOEs? Thank you.
Well, the SOEs are part of the instruments we have already said we are going to be using. They are an important factor in the job creation, and they've got plans for that. Part of what we are talking about includes the SOEs. In fact, the infrastructure that we are talking about, they are going to play a very key role. So I agree with you, they form an important part, and they're going to participate.
All right, we're going to pause for a moment. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll continue with this discussion. Gary Clark, if you could ready yourself. Join us.